I don't know about you guys, but I'm fired up for this one. I don't know if you got that joke or not. It's an old fire truck. Told you guys I kind of had a plan for this. What we're getting ready to do today is not my plan for this, actually, but circumstances are always evolving around here. But we're going to make this run today because I actually have a need for it, unfortunately. It's got that big old 1,600-gallon water tank there on the back, and the pasture where my cows, or all our cows are currently, the pond went dry. And we have a water truck. We have that Cargo Star 1750 or 1850 with a 9-liter V8 IH motor in it with a water tank on it. It'd be nice to have another one available as well, so I have plenty of water on hand for the cows essentially. And really I should work on the well there as well, but that's a story for a different day. But I don't know how much we walked around, looked at this thing. I know we covered it slightly, but this is, I think, a 1976 IH Loadstar 1600 with four-wheel drive underneath it. Essentially, it's got, yeah, four-wheel drive front axle down there. And the nice thing about this four-wheel drive IH Loadstar, the Coleman one sat up higher, in my opinion. This one sits a little bit lower. But I think under the hood of it, if I recall correctly, remember what I saw was a 345 V8 International motor. Nothing wild going on here at all. Not that I need a puke tank, but that's a flawed problem. Alternator looks new. A lot of the hoses and stuff under here look new. There's a 2-barrel Holley carb. Nothing special going on there. Need to toss a battery in it, obviously, but it's kind of your basic old fire truck. Usually fire trucks were just regular 5-speeds like this one. It has an electric, or like a hydraulic pump here in the cab, which I told you guys was a hint as to what I'm doing, and we'll go talk about that here. Yeah, just a regular old 5-speed International truck. It's a socket laying here. 12mm. Why would there be a 12mm in a grain truck? I don't know. You got old spark plugs. Somebody's worked on this. Thermostat, hoses, old hoses. I assume that's the where the hydraulic pump mounted, so maybe that's how they were running the water pump. So maybe I need to figure out where the heck that mounts back to, because that kind of ties into what I was wanting to do with this truck. I've actually done some, hey, why don't you shut? Done some marking here on the frame, actually, and we're going to make this sucker shorter. I think actually we moved the axle up to like right here, right? No, the rear axle is going to come up to about right there, with that arrow is right there. We're going to shorten this sucker way up, and we'll go show you what I'm going to do with it shortly. But for now, it's just probably going to end up hauling water to my cows for a little bit. At least that's my plan. Well, I just had to put a valve here on the back of it. Tank looks a little dirty inside, but we can deal with that. 1,600-gallon tank. That's a little over a day's worth of water. Usually cows, about 100 of them go through 10 gallons a day. It's 1,000 gallons of water. So a little over a day and a half worth of water. Drum brakes all around, I assume. They said it doesn't have brakes, but it runs. I kind of messed a little bit and couldn't get spark out of it, but we can work on that more, obviously. Broke the mirror off, which really sucks. Air cleaner setup's laying over there for me messing with it. Interior was originally green, as you can see. I don't know, 77,169 miles on it. That's probably original miles, but hard to tell. Fire truck life, things like that isn't necessarily easy on these old girls. Extra little set of brackets there we'll have to take off. Like I said, we're gonna move the axle up quite a ways here. But I'm gonna walk over and show you what my plan is for this, actually, because it finally got it home here the other day, and it's interesting. All right, here's my plan. Does it make sense yet? Probably not. It's my grandpa's, or was my grandpa's 04 Ford F-250. It's just a 5.4 and a 6-speed manual. Crank broke. on this guy. It still sort of kind of runs, but not well. But as you can see on the back, hydro bed, right? And so, like I said, we're going to shorten that old Loadstar up. So we're actually going to shorten it up and put this hydro bed down on it. Take the duals off the back of the Loadstar and just put it on singles all the way around. And then I got a medium duty feeding pickup essentially. And these hydro beds, the arms actually come down like, will touch the ground essentially, which is needed with the higher profile of that truck. But that's the gist of the plan though. We're going to shorten up that Loadstar, mount this hydro bed on it with hydraulics and all that good stuff. I might go about the pump setup and the controls differently because I actually despise the cable controls on hydro beds. But yeah, this is my grandpa's older pickup. All the tires on it are going to end up on the Long Ranger bale bed pickup of mine. And then we're going to cannibalize whatever else we can out of it. Essentially, friends might need some parts for their pickups, whatnot, but this pickup's done, essentially. Nobody really wants what's left of it, or I mean, why repair it? It's a 200 and some odd thousand mile F250 with a 5.4 and a manual transfer. There's nothing here that's really cool, but that's the gist. We're going to rip the bed off of it and put it on the Loadstar at some point. Obviously not today, because plans are changing and evolving, and another water truck would be nice currently. That way I can just literally park this sucker next to the water tank near the cows and drain it out as needed and rotate trucks back and forth, essentially, was kind of my plan. As this goes on, will that actually work? I don't know, but we're gonna toss a battery up in this thing and see if we can, oh, I know it'll crank. We're gonna get it cranking, see if we can get spark. I got some sandpaper in my pocket to clean the points with, and we'll see if we can get her to pop off here today and run. And then air up tires, take her for a spin around here maybe. Need to find a bumper for it sometime. Sure, I have something around, or just put a piece of pipe on the front. I don't know, we'll figure that out along the way too. And I don't know about the brakes, we can figure that out too. It's just wheel cylinders and drums and a master cylinder, and there's a company nowadays that's making a kit so you can delete the dual master vacuum setup and you go to like a Ford F550 style brake setup, I think is what it is. A friend of mine just got putting one on a Chevy truck, and so far good. But yeah, let's just get a battery in this thing, see if I can get spark to the points. All right, I tossed the battery in it. Dipstick's on the other side. I don't know about coolant. I'm gonna guess it has coolant in it because it's pressurized up a little bit. Yeah, it's got coolant down in there. Good. Yeah. Engine oil. So I'm gonna assume it hasn't been that long since this thing ran. The engine oil dipstick's on the other side. Jeez. Like a Mopar in the wrong place. It's a little over full, so it's probably flooded out a little bit. The fuel filter down there looks newer, so we're just gonna hope that is all working and functioning. We might pop the hose off here at some point and see what's going in there. So to pop this distributor cap off and see what we got, essentially. Come on. A little hard to get out on these butterfly hood internationals, in my opinion. You just go back there. Yeah. Cap, rotor, dust cover off. Let me grab a screwdriver here. Lost my little gasket. You guys just sit there. Let's go get a screwdriver. Okay, points got cleaned. Let's turn the ignition switch back on and just see if we can hear it. Oh yeah, we're live now. You could hear it clicking. Put all that back together. I don't know if we got any fuel or not here, but let's just see if we can hear it. Don't know if we got fuel there yet. Might have to prime it. Let's put all this back together here. The potential is here to run. Let's let's go with that, which is the goal. Just to be able to use this thing, then shorten the frame up, and have my own Loadstar feeding pickup truck thing, essentially. I don't know, unorthodox ideas again. It's kind of my thing. Okay, let me set you down so I can get this distributor cap on. All right, distributors get together. I got the choke opened up. I do not hear or see any squirter, so I'm gonna probably disconnect that line right there and crank on this thing and see if any fuel comes out. If not, we'll maybe dump it down the vent. See if I get the bowl filled and see if it'll fire up and run. I don't know about these gull wing hood Loadstars. I thought they quit making these in like 71, but maybe for fire applications and school buses they kept the steel hood ones. I don't honestly know the answer to that, obviously, but somebody better than me. Let's go get a wrench. Somebody better than me knows. Sure would be cool if this decided to run today, though. That's for sure. I mean, who actually needs brakes, right? How many old grain trucks actually have off-roadable brakes? Okay. Zero fuel there. So let's just crank on it here. I'll leave you guys sitting right there. We'll crank on it here for a minute and watch and see, I guess. See if the fuel shows up. I haven't even stuck anything down the tank, so. Nothing. Let me stick something down in the tank. See if it doesn't even have any fuel in there. See if it smells like fuel. Got like 6 inches in it, and that's not exactly the most heartwarming thing. Just dumping some in the vent there. Hopefully don't backfire and have a fire here. I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope with this carburetor, but we'll see here. Sounded good, but obviously already ran out of fuel. I don't know. Try to dump a little more down the vent here. Ooh, that's not good. Let's hope it doesn't backfire. Okay, let's pull up to the vent. Let's pull the choke a little bit and see if it'll stay running. Let's choke off. Not getting anything through the fuel pump though. I think it sounds really good. Motors. Just a little tick, but now we're running out of fuel. Okay, that's good news. It runs. Let's start chasing fuel lines here, and I can always blow back through things and whatnot, and just see if we can hear it burbling in the tank, I guess, as well. But looks like I can undo that connection down there, maybe. Just crawl under here. Yeah, I mean, you can undo it right here. That fuel line is rock hard, though. going into that pump. So who even knows if that pump is any good? Maybe I should dump some fuel back down to the pump and try to feed it. Damn, starter's new. Huh. Line runs back there. Just trying to see where stuff runs to. And runs, looks like there might be a fuel switch in the cab. And it goes back over to that tank. And what maybe used to run over to the saddle tank at some point in time. I don't know. You would think if it ran recently it'd be on the main tank though, right? Let's look and see what it says in the cab for tank stuff and where it's turned to currently. Don't catch your leg on that counter key there. Tear your pants. Ask me how I know. There is a lever here. It does not currently want to move, so we're just gonna leave it where it is, I guess. Maybe we could unhook it at the fuel pump and blow through it. Man, I really don't want to unhook that old line. Let's try feeding back through it. The line doesn't look rotten or anything like that going back, which is good. We just have to hope that it's hooked to the right tank, essentially. Alright, so I dumped some fuel down through the line and got it full from the pump this way. That might help prime things up a little bit. I also refilled the vents. Refilled through the vent on the carburetor so the bowl is full again. We're just gonna let it sit here and run again. Got another idea here. If we can't, we know we're having trouble getting fuel out of the tank, and if you know maybe the pump is still good, we'll know here. Well, I should probably hook that line up. We'll see what it does here. I don't think the fuel pump is any good because it should have been pumping fuel this way, because that line, we're still unhooked right here entirely, and nothing is happening, essentially. Sounds really good though. Yeah, I think she needs some work. All right, obviously never got fuel from the pump to the carburetor there, but just kind of looking around underneath this thing here, thinking about things and whatnot. The fuel line, that one comes over here to this T set up here. One line runs, that one runs over to where the saddle tank used to be, so don't know if that's a usable line or not. I can't even, there it is right there. Okay, the other one, this line here, runs back over to the tank under the cab, essentially. So I'm wondering about just cutting that line off about right here and looping it to that one. That way we know we're only pulling from that tank right there, which looks fairly good, and I don't really need, you know, the other tank by any means at all. Essentially, it's not even there. We're only going to run off that tank ever for me. But I can get and just cut those two off right there, loop it together, put a couple hose clamps on it on a hose, and maybe blow through both directions just to know, you know, we're getting fuel, doing something, and go from there. Also, just interesting to look at the underside of this. I mean, we got some rust there on the step that's right behind the tire, and over there too, but that's fine. It does not matter. everything turns. Muffler is pretty junk. That's okay. We can put a glass pack under it or something. I don't really care on that side of thing. Yeah, there's all your transfer case linkages and levers that go up through the floor over there. It's been, is that washer loose there? No, it's been apart not that terribly long. It has newer hardware in it. Maybe somebody had put a clutch in it or something. Hard to tell. It's a little greasy, grimy under here too, which isn't really a big deal at all to me either, I would say. Burn a transfer case. Oh yeah. Rockwell transfer case. There you go. Okay, let me get up from underneath this thing and get something to cut that off and see what happens. Loop it together. Well, after some trial and error and trying to do some different things, and yeah, basically the fuel pump on this thing is junk, which I think is still the original one, probably. So I need to, yeah, that's an old fuel pump. I need to order a new one because it's not working. Essentially, I tried to run fuel back in through the outlet side and prime it. And yeah, I did some interesting configurations for tank feed and stuff like that. And I think I will end up having to drop that fuel tank and redo a pickup. But yeah, nothing good. Never was able to get fuel through the carburetor. And I don't have a clicky clacky fuel pump today. So this is where we sit. We'll order a fuel pump for this. And we can try again later, I guess. Whenever I get some more free time. Yeah, just how she goes on some of this old stuff, but we can get it sorted out, make it run some other day. And it's been another 10 days since I messed with this, but I went and got a little electric fuel pump for this. We'll get it plumbed into the inlet side of the mechanical fuel pump, I think is how I want to do this. And then hopefully then we can start this thing. Here are some tires. Try to put some brake fluid in it and see if it'll bleed up any. And then time to put a plug. It's got a plug on the tank there, but I need to put, I believe I need to put a fitting here on the back, and we'll run a hose off the side here. That way I can see it as I pull up alongside a tank. That's kind of the plan. I'm just going to run the electric fuel pump off of the, off of like a Milwaukee battery for now. I'll probably just set it in here somewhere on the floor. Clear space and set it on the floor. Or in the seat, I guess, maybe too. I don't know. I'll probably run it out the window. The line and somehow down to the motor without smashing it or running it over. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I got this rigged up for now. That's my kill switch for fuel. Nice little rust hole in the floorboard, and then it goes over to the bottom or the inlet on the mechanical fuel pump. I actually have the line off the carburetor from me messing with it the other day, so we're gonna plug that in, let it pump fuel through just to kind of flush crap out, hopefully, and we'll see where we go from there. Make sure it's, oh yeah, we got fuel now, boys. Let's go shut that off. We'll get that line hooked up and hopefully fire this thing off and actually get to hear it run and idle for a while. All right, hook this up again. NASCAR safe, you know. It's over here running. Just go crank on it. See what happens. I better pull a choke. Just lights right off. flooding or anything like that. We aren't. I believe the needle and feet are working. Cool. I guess let's let this thing idle here. I'm gonna shut this door. Guess I'm gonna put the window down for ventilation's sake. You know, because there's a fuel tank in the cab with it. That's a failed fuel setup from earlier. Ignore that. We'll just let this idle. Drop that guy down. I know it's got oil and antifreeze. Let's pull that and put some brake fluid in it, and maybe try to see if they pump up at all. I don't have hope, so I really need to air up right rear tires, I think. Tires have all been aired up, so take her for a spin now, I guess, and see how she does. I don't think we're gonna have any brakes, so don't get your hopes up there. I'm just gonna call that a no. Making great vacuum though, and it was charging when I first started it. 40 pounds of oil pressure. Temp gauge is coming up, so like things are happening here. Let's find a gear. Reverse is there. Clutch could be adjusted some. Oh, that's reverse. That's gonna be hard to remember. Feels like an old grain truck. The seat's kind of worn out. I feel like I'm sitting really low here. Grind them, find them, never mind them. Right? Running pretty good, really. Like, we're under power nicely. Not popping or spitting, like the carbs adjusted up well. Watch my fuel level here. Track straight down the road. Pretty. Speedometer works. I didn't bring any tools with me or nothing. That wasn't very smart. Hit the big hole. Hell, this thing drives pretty nice. Definitely not geared for speed, but she's a little twitchy, but the road's a little soft this morning, and you gotta remember we're an old four-wheel drive medium duty truck. I think we should probably run this towards downtown and top off fuel. I gotta slow down to make this corner here. So far so good. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm missing a mirror. No power steering whatsoever. But hell, that old 2-barrel carb's acting right. Need to get the right mechanical fuel pump on this and get the factory tank working, and honestly this thing can haul some water. Need to fix the brakes too. Who knows what that problem is. Truth be told, we're gonna put that aftermarket conversion kit on it to convert it to an F550 master cylinder, I would say. Just do away with the old vacuum style brakes entirely. They don't do a lot of good. But we're cruising along here. I mean, I don't have her wound up tight, but going 45 it says. Can't really complain about that at all. I mean, for what we're doing, 45 is perfect. Once this thing has 1,600 gallons of water on it, we're not going to want to be going that fast anyway. I don't know, guys. This thing just runs pretty damn good. Don't have much to report here. I do kind of wonder about lights working and things like that, just for funsies. So let's walk around. Second, let's see if fan inside. No worky currently. That's not really a shock. That lit up when I pulled the lights out. We are charging still. Oil pressure just a little above 20 at idle. That'll do. We're not running hot. I've drove it around about 3-4 miles now. Obviously fuel gauge doesn't work. I did stop and top that off. Tires are all aired up. Just not a ton to report here. Did that light up? It did. We got side marker, headlight. That light I think is on, and side marker's on there. Need to find a mirror. I'm sure I can rob that off another old grain truck I got around. I don't expect. Oh, that left rear light's up. Huh. I mean, really, it runs pretty darn good. Need to try to top off the brakes again. See if we can get those to pump up and do anything. I'm not gonna hold my breath. We don't have any massive smoke underneath here. Still really quiet. Ow, got shocked. Ouchie. Just trying to hook those in there nicely and got myself shocked. So something shorted there. Just nice and quiet under here. And it's got a big ass radiator. If I can get the brakes working, and drop that tank and put a mechanical fuel pump on it, we got us a rig. Like a damn good rig. I'm really tickled with this, actually. It's not loud to drive or anything. Like, muffler on, it's pretty quiet in the cab. It's warm in the cab. I will tell you that much, but it's an old truck. That's just how she goes. An old number 97 looks like she could work out. I don't know. It's now after lunch. I actually drove this Loadstar home for lunch. And now, we're gonna see how it starts up. Cold-ish. Temp gauge on low. We'll hook up. Need a zip tie. Make like a little zip tie setup for this. I don't know. If I just drop the original tank, we would not have this problem. See how she starts. We are in neutral. Show kit. We were learning. New truck. Okay. Let's flood it. Okay, let's figure that out. Still getting used to it. We'll let it warm up here for a second. But alternator is working. 20 pounds of oil pressure here. Still climbing. I did notice that I have a rear leak on one of the rear duals from what I would assume to be a blown out wheel cylinder or wheel seal. Could be either. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But head this thing back to the lot, probably. Oh yes, I knew I had another boat tank. Haven't rode this yet this year. That's not mine. Honda SL70 is mine though. Old Yamaha Timberwolf too. I like small three-wheelers and motorcycles and ATVs. Can you tell? Either way, we go from 3 gallon to 6, so we just doubled our fuel capacity. Which is fine, because currently the cows are half mile from the farm, and most of our pastures are within like 3 or 4 miles. So we can get a couple trips in that way, I would say, until I get the actual fuel tank fixed sometime, maybe. It just now occurred to me that this is a 4-wheel drive truck, and we have not really tested the 4-wheel drive side of things. So I'm gonna get my Milwaukee battery back out, and we're gonna drop the transfer case in four-wheel drive and then low. See what happens. All right, fire it back up. Starter hangs a little bit. Actually, that's the ignition just a little sticky. So high-low is there, and front axle in and out is on the other one. So there's bungee cord here over this lever for some odd reason, but put it in first. I assume that's in. Put it in. That's neutral. Now we're in low. See if we'll get it out. Definitely moving slower. Drives like it's in low range now. Third gear synchro's a little worn, huh? Could just be me not using a clutch pedal too. You can float them, right? All right, now I'm out in the open. We're gonna take this thing hard one way and see if it binds like it's in four-wheel drive. Oh yeah, definitely acting and steering as if it's now in four-wheel drive. So we're gonna call that operable. You can see the steering wheel jump a little there. Oh yeah, four-wheel drive works, which is good because we might need it if it ever rains again, which no guarantees on that. But now that that's working, we will put the transfer case back in high, that one out. Happy again. Grind them, find them, never mind them. Or something. We're about done with this. Either way, old number 97 here is usable, could haul water once I run to town and get a couple fittings, which is not that big a deal. Just need a 2-inch male and female elbow, a ball valve, and about 3 foot of 2-inch hose. And this can take water to stock tanks, which is perfect, which is what, you know, it's gonna get used for right now. This isn't the attention for it, obviously. We're gonna get that bale bed put on it, get the axle slid ahead, and we have a pretty serious, severe duty, medium duty bale bed truck. And just for weird off-roading situations, and it could pull a gooseneck trailer or whatever else too, probably. We'll get brakes on it and fix in the future, get the fuel tank fixed in the future, but for now, it's usable enough to do what I want to do, to go a half mile down the road and water some cows currently. Well, I guess we're gonna try out our first load of water here with the Loadstar this morning, or at least get it down in the pasture. I think the cargo star still got water in it, but it's sitting in the pasture already. So let's see how this fires up. Clicky clacky's over there running. Pretty darn good. We'll let it warm up a second. But I'd say, yeah, it's pretty ready to roll. As you can see, I might have ran the tank over a little bit a couple times, and really not much to report here as far as plumbing goes. It just drains off the backside into the tank. I aired up all the tires already. I did drop the fuel tank off of it. It's full of evapor rust. Put that fuel tank there on it to run off of. That way I don't have one in the cab with me. That'll get me to the pasture and back a couple times. No more than this will have to run. But let's stab it in gear and get down there. Can't see very well this morning, as you can see. Wonder if the wipers will do anything. Oh yeah, quite helpful. Okay, she's a little soft this morning, so we can put this in low range. Because it's got a transfer case because it's four-wheel drive. And just walk right out. Okay, now it's in high. Kick the front axle out. Oh, we're going backwards. There it is. Definitely full of water. And acts like it. Like I might have a morning shower coming too. Probably about the time I get a planter moving. That would be entirely par for the course, honestly, but that's alright. You can definitely feel all the bumps in the road with this thing. But that's, I mean, not unexpected. No power steering, so you gotta drive it like a man. Once I get out of this corner, I might hit fourth gear here for a minute. That's the only bad part about this truck's no 2-speed. I could, however, maybe have just left it in low range and topped out at like 25 going over it, which for no further than we're going, that'd be okay. It's gonna take a little bit to get a full head of steam with, you know, 1,600 gallons of water on the back of this thing. That's more than a little weight. I'd have to do the math to know how much. Might as well fill up faster if I've got the opportunity, right? Gets me out of here a little faster. We gotta work on this. That tank would acts like it's sucking something up out of the bottom. So there you go. Dual streams. And honestly, like, gravity here could be faster than a pump over there. We've been really tempted to just set that tank up on gravity too. But we're filling. I do see I have a leak here. I don't know if it's this. Yeah, it's this fitting I never even messed with. So we'll have to take this apart again. No big deal. There's enough room I can just take that loose off there and put it backwards and redo that. But it's still plenty full, even for overnight. If they're drinking, I should just get another tank down here too. Well, it worked. We dumped all but 200 gallons out of this morning. So now we're gonna take it back to the yard. That thing's full, sitting there when I need it tomorrow morning. Yippee. See how she starts this morning. Pretty all right, I guess. To the yard. Oh, park brake works. Find the gear. Nice long incline here to make it work a little bit, which is good. Well guys, as you can see, we're hauling water yet again this morning, but this is probably 5th or 6th load I've done with this thing. It's been busy. Been good. Need to work on brakes. Got the fuel tank all resituated. It's running off the stock tank again with factory fuel pump and everything. It's a good truck. And the cargo stars over there dumping this load, helping get things topped off this morning. But I'm gonna hop in this here in a minute, take it back to the yard, and that's gonna be it. But we're actually down to the last field of corn. Should be done planting corn today. And then we're gonna work on some tillage and then do milo. And then, yeah, maybe put some feed in the ground for cows, and that's pretty much gonna be it. We're still working on this situation with no water, or no rain, and dry ponds, but that's life. Most everything has a well, just inconveniently. This pasture does not have one. So you guys take care, have a good one. I'm on all the social medias as @TMontyIH, website's territorialtrading.com. If you need something, you can email me, that's in the description. But you guys take care, have a good one, go drag something out of the weeds and get it running.